Alright, welcome back to Sunnyside Speed Shop, and today we're going to start buttoning up a couple odds and ends and get this thing closer, that much closer, to firing up and running. Going to extend some wiring, make some battery cables, um, bolt in the starter, I guess, torque converter bolts, just little odds and ends, getting closer and closer to getting this thing running and driving. So, let's get going. Alright, on these LS motors, since this transmission bolts all the way around the oil pan, this is your access to put in your torque converter bolts. So you got to crank the engine over to the perfect position so you can reach in here and get to that. And before I put that bolt in, I put some Loctite on it. Blue Loctite here. I bought the gel. I don't know if it's better or not, but just put a little bit of this stuff on the threads. And get that in there. Seems like the sweet spot is right here above this little block on the side of the engine. All right, no torque wrench. Tight is tight. All right, now we just repeat the process. All right, while I'm under here, I'm going to go ahead and install this starter so I can figure out my battery cable lengths. My dirty junkyard starter. If it works, it works. Oh, actually, I just realized the starter's busted. The stud is ripped off that this is supposed to hook up to. So, yeah, I need a new starter. Fuck. That sucks. I don't want to spend that money. But this doesn't stop us from figuring out the battery cable length. Alright, this is a battery cable kit I bought from Summit. It's universal, so the one end is already made up. You just cut it to length and then put the ends on this, which it comes with. And I'll show you the tool used to do that. Let's set these on the battery and see what length we need. Alright. I always like to set up the batteries where the negative is on the body side, because then you can just run a little ground strap from here to the body easily like they do on a 70 Chevelle. And I don't like having a positive post that close to the body to arc out, so, you know, for safety reasons as well. So when I do these LS swaps, since I'm not running the factory AC that uses these two mounting studs or bosses, whatever you want to call them, I usually hook up my my negative battery cable right there. And looking at this, it looks good. I mean, it's got some slack, so I think I might just run this like this, because I don't really want to go much shorter than that. I guess I could go a little bit shorter. Still has a decent amount of slack. Yeah, I think I'll do that. And cut that right there. Alright, after you have your cable marked out where you want to cut it, you just go ahead and cut it. I'm using an angle grinder to cut this because I don't have the big old pliers to cut these things. Alright, that is cut. Okay, we got our end that we want to crimp on here. Just kind of seeing how much I need to peel back with the razor blade. We got some heat shrink. Came with the battery cable kit. Go ahead and put that on. Slide that over. And double check to make sure it's clocked correctly. These cables are so thick that you need to make sure you clock this in the right direction. Otherwise, sometimes you'll try to put it in, it'll be all twisted. This is a tool that I'm using to crimp this stuff. You just set it in there and you hammer on it. You'll see here. There it is, crimped. Set the heat shrink over it. Not bad, all done. Go ahead and set that back on. Before I mount this permanently, I'll scrape the paint off of here so that I get a good solid ground. I'll even chase these threads, but right now I'm just kind of in the mock-up phase. All right, that one's done. Now I need to figure out the length of my positive. I'm gonna keep a similar amount of slack on these two cables. Maybe even tie them together down here for a cleaner look in the future. I kind of like it right there. Maybe I'll put a zip tie in here so I can get a better measurement. This is the stud right here that I need to hook the battery cable to. So, it's about there. Got good slack on it. So let me just go ahead and throw some tape right there. Alright, let's cut another cable. Alright, set it in there. Beat the hell out of it. Nice. Alright, get my heat gun again. Alright. Let's see how it fits on the car. Runs underneath the motor mount over here next to the black cable and right back up to the battery. Cool. All right, let's extend a little bit of alternator wiring. All right, first I gotta locate this plug. This is the alternator plug right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and chop it. Right there. Go ahead and plug this into the alternator. Alright. I think that's going to be clean routing. Kind of tuck it behind the alternator and then follow the fuel rail here. So we got a gray wire and a brown wire. I got gray and brown. A little more. Now I'm doing a whole lot of work because I'm trying to save some money. You can avoid all of this and just buy a harness ready to go. Tell them what side you're going to be running your alternator on, tell them what injectors you're going to be running, all of that, and you'll get a harness in the mail ready to go. You won't have to do any of this. You can also buy a generic eBay harness for 80 bucks. I would never run one of those on my car. I either go factory GM or quality like BP Automotive. But if you want to go that route with a cheap eBay harness or Amazon harness, you can. But they're very specific, and you're going to have to modify some stuff on those too to extend wires or relocate alternators, stuff like that. Is that good? All right, besides just these two wires for the alternator, you need a wire that goes to the battery terminal, which actually brings the charge. I don't know. This is the charge wire and this is the excite wire. I don't know. But either way, um, I like to run it in the harness and down to the starter, because that way it's super clean. All you see is just this little wire like this, and it tucks right into the harness and goes away. I'm going to zip tie it right here. Okay, is this where I want it? That's going to be long enough. Get a little bit extra on it. Okay. So now I know that this length is set. Worry about this when I pull the harness off, and I can just tape all this in nice and clean and then extend it or solder it on the other end. So let's get this harness back out of the car again. Alright, got all the LS wiring back in the car. I still need to connect these two, my water temp sensor to these wires. I should have done that today, but I got tired. I'm being lazy. I'll do it next time. But see, it's all in the car. This is going to get cut because this is going to go to my air intake temperature sensor that's going into the air cleaner, so I'll cut that down. Need to cut down and put an end on one of these grounds. Secure these to the back of the heads for my grounds. But the rest of it, I mean, you hardly see any of that LS wiring. This stuff's kind of underneath the fuel rails. Once you put the air cleaner on, you won't even really see it. This is all you're going to see back here underneath the master cylinder. I'll wrap that up a little bit better when I'm done. But it's not that bad. It's a whole lot of wires, but when you're all done, you really don't see anything. You just see that little bit going to be above the steering column under the master cylinder, and computer that's hiding under here, and a fuse block. So it's not all that much. At first glance, it's going to look like a small block Chevy. Well, that's the hope. A lot of people say you could tell right away. You can. I mean, if you know what you're looking for, but for the most part, it's going to look pretty cool when I pop this hood. All right, that's it for today. We got some wiring buttoned up, short little video. Got the starter installed, torque converter bolts in, made some battery cables. I'm going to go ahead and buy a starter, so that way on the next video I can install it. We can wire it, turn the key, and see if we at least get it to crank. And then in the future, I'll be working on my fuel system, cooling system, which is just an electric fan, stuff like that. So if you want to check this thing out, see it get finished, check out my future episodes. Thank you for watching.